Good evening, race fans, and welcome to another edition of NoBull Radio, September 11th, 2013. I am your co-host, Matt Weisbrot. Joining me tonight, of course, our main man, the host of this show, the train wreck, whatever you want to call it, Andy the Man Kessler. And of course, the one, the only, the man that requested What the Fox Says, Ben Kilcrease will be joining us up here as well. Tonight we'll be talking about nationwide action at New Hampshire. Trucks, they went to Vegas. How dirty did it get in Cup Series? What's going on with that? Andy, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means.
It's Hump Day!
That's right, Hump Day again.
Welcome, everybody, to the show, another edition. We've been going on forever here, it seems that way, but here we are, September 11th, obviously a day all of us as Americans will never forget. Can you believe it was actually like 12 years ago, Ben? That's been a long time, but it seems like yesterday that actually happened.
Ben wasn't even born yet.
Hey, come on now, be easy on me.
Oh yeah, just like you're easy on us for being old, supposedly. Just well seasoned, the way I like to say it.
I would never do anything like that.
Never. But anyway, 12 years ago, obviously, we all know what happened. It's kind of a bittersweet thing or whatever, but we obviously life goes on. We always send our thoughts and prayers out to all those families, of course, that were affected by that. And on this somber day, I get a chance to have some bit of fun and smiling, and as it's my youngest son's birthday, so kind of a cool birthday that he gets. One we'll never forget, obviously, as far as the date goes. But so he's 2 years old today, my little guy, and good for him. And it just means I'm getting older too, I guess. But got an exciting night tonight. Obviously, Nationwide was back in action. Got back on the track after the holiday week off. I had a great race up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Saw Dylan Brockwell just. This guy, you want to talk about a guy on fire, he's the guy. This guy just, right now, seems to can't be stopped. He's won the last 3 races he's entered in here at NoBull, so he's on a streak right now, maybe threatening to get that 5-in-a-row streak that Dave Washington holds there in the Cup Series. But we'll talk about that, his run there at New Hampshire. The points kind of got jumbled up quite a bit because Tyler McEwen had some issues in that race, fell behind, fell a tremendous amount of laps down. So some point shuffling going on over there at the Nationwide Series, but only 3 weeks into it, so we still got quite a ways to go. But the trucks were in Vegas last night, Ben, and you had the opportunity to do the broadcast, and overall only 2 cautions. It was a pretty good race.
It was a good race, a bunch of close racing. It kind of what I expected it to do. The first half of the race, it would be somewhat of pack racing, if you want to say, and then as things kind of dwindled down, the tires got wore, it came down to fuel strategy and who could get in and off of pit road the best, and Dylan Brockwell was able to do that the best, but not by much. He was almost caught.
Yeah, he was. It was a great race. A lot of guys were trying to save fuel and stuff too there at the end, so made it for somewhat interesting. Some guys had to pit and whatnot, but it was what it is. But we'll talk about that. And I'm getting whispered in my ear that somebody actually beat me for once, but at least he showed up. We're happy that Matt showed up last night. But let's get right into it, dive right into it. The Ben will like this one. The Nationals were Sunday night. We're down in Martinsville, Virginia at the Paperclip, and certain little someone here in the booth got the big win there, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a good race. The car was good. I want to thank all my spot. No, I'm kidding. It was had to pace through quite a bit of cautions, but other than that, I really wish we would have been able to go green and actually have something to win for, I guess you could say. I really wanted to battle it out and have a good short track battle, but it didn't get to happen with the cautions. But it's still a win. A win's a win.
Yeah, and I think I talked to you about it and joking around with you after the race, but I wrote it up in a little article on the website that even though there was and I'm going to say this very nicely, there were 16 cautions. That was 16 restarts, Ben, that you had to at least stay ahead of those guys. So you had
Oh
you
yeah.
had to do something there at the beginning or at each one of those restarts, and obviously you were changing it up, going early, going late, you had to do something to kind of break the flow so these guys wouldn't get the upper hand on you. But overall, it was, I'm going to say, sad to see only 66 caution laps, but I don't know what to say anymore, honestly, because I thought we were on the track and this series going the right way with the cautions starting to die down, and then we come to the short track and seemed like all heck broke loose. But I don't know. I guess it is what it is, and it's racing, and it's, I don't know. I guess it's at the level that it's at, in the Grand National Division. So, um, but yeah, great win for you. Obviously, that bumped you up a huge into the points position too. Moved you up into fifth in the standings right now. David Forch, another second place finish for him. That actually moved him up into second in the points. He's 33 now from Brian Terry, who finished 10th on Sunday night. Had some issues late in the going, but he pretty much was following you around that place all night long there, Ben.
Yeah, Terry was there. A bunch of guys were there. They just couldn't quite get to me, I guess you could say. I mean, and going back to the restarts, that's one of the hardest thing, and I'm pretty sure any racer down there in the chat can back me up on this. Restarts at a short track, they're almost fair game because you can't really, I mean, you can outbeat somebody on the restarts, and like you said, I tried multiple different things, so they didn't catch on to what I was doing, and it was hard on the restarts, and I think Terry, he got in some trouble. I think if he would have been able to stay clean and didn't have the troubles that he had, I think him and I would have had one dandy of a battle to the checkered flag.
Oh, I'm sure of it. It was a great, overall. Like I said, it's unfortunate that the cautions came out and things like that. I mean, you can't rewind time and restart the race and try it again. We might have more cautions, but it's just one of them things that over time, I guess it's going to hopefully iron itself out. These drivers get more used to driving with each other and make a competition just a little bit better with less damage, I should say, to the vehicles and to the walls at the track.
Oh yeah, there's always next week, and we'll see how it is this Sunday. Hopefully, a little bit better, but we'll have to wait
Yeah,
and see.
we're going to Kansas, so
Yeah,
mile and a half track,
nice,
so there should be a little bit more room, I would imagine.
nice smooth track.
Yeah, nice smooth track of Kansas, but yeah, no, it should be a. I looked back a few weeks ago to Vegas, was the last mile and a half we went, and I believe we had only like 4 or 5 cautions there. I can look real quick, but and so I looked back to that race, the race before that at Kentucky, and it just seemed that those races that I'm looking now, yeah, there was only 2 cautions at Vegas, so that's more of the line that we're looking for, obviously. So I expect that this week coming up here at Kansas. Should be fun. I like that track, and I think it's going to be. I'm getting told, a message in my ear, things will be different for next Monday as the trucks too, as the head man is on his way back. So the trucks we ran at USA, and it was Hedrick picking up the win there for himself too. So that was a good win for him, but a lot of torn up sheet metal there Monday night, Ben.
Oh yeah, I finally got a little irritated with the cautions coming out and with some other stuff in the race. I just pulled it up onto the end of the pit road wall and exited out of my truck before I did any damage to anybody else. But yeah, hopefully the truck returns to its 2 or 3 cautions a race like we've been seeing too. Last week, or this past Monday, was just a little bit over the top.
Yeah, just a little bit, but same thing with the trucks. They're going to be at Kansas too, so it should be a little bit different. 80 laps there at Kansas Monday night, and of course that's the race to get in the chase, and the standings over there are pretty tight. And I'm actually sitting 11th, I believe, and I'm sitting 11th, I think, like only 5 points out from making the chase. So that could be a huge race for myself anyway. Next Monday night.
Might have to get somebody to itch it.
Somebody to hit me?
Itch it. It's hot in there. You gotta itch it.
Oh yeah, maybe spin it. Yeah, I get
Yeah,
what you're saying.
yeah.
A little throwback to what's been going on in the NASCAR world this week, and kind of crazy. I heard more stuff come out today about the 38 car and some audio coming out with them, trying to
Oh
make a
boy.
deal with the 22 to get that spot to get an extra point. Whatever. It is what it is. That's NASCAR's business, and they can do with it what they please. But some quite a bit of controversy there going over there at the NASCAR side.
Yeah, I think my mother watches soap operas during the middle of the day that doesn't have as much drama as NASCAR does in it right now. I mean, I don't know how they're going to get all that sorted out, but like Mylan said earlier, just let them go with it.
Oh, just wait until they start including the things for the 48.
Yeah, well,
Ooh, yeah.
What
What
would
yeah,
those
about that,
be?
Andy? Oh, they'll come up with something to make people fear bad
What
for them.
like what like backing into the wall and if you win this thing, make sure you back it in the wall, that kind of stuff.
Well, he's the first one to clinch it, and then the last 3 races he's been nothing but garbage.
Yeah, no, that's true. But you know what? His wife just had a baby, so maybe that's the reason.
Anyways, let's talk about some real racing instead of some drama queens.
All right, so we'll get out of the real or the not so real racing of NASCAR, and we'll get into the real racing of iRacing here at NoBull Motorsport. And let's move on, Grand Nationals. Let's move on from them to the Truck Series that went to Las Vegas last night. Ben, we talked about it a few minutes ago, and it wasn't bad. Heck of a race. It just, man, there was something going on with my truck. It just didn't feel right in traffic, and man, that was I did a lot of practice, had some good speed during the week, but it wasn't the same in the race, and all that turbulent air around it. That truck just did not want to sit still in the corners.
yeah, very, very disappointing run for you, Andy. I picked you to win the race,
Well, that's probably
and
why I had
yeah,
problems.
the good old
There's your first mistake,
Noble
making
Network
the curse.
won. Yeah, the network won curse, but yeah, I've had a few races there, and I do see what you're saying. They can. It is different when you're running in traffic as opposed to running by yourself, like you were probably doing in practice quite a bit. You were running lone times, but Dylan Brockwell, that guy, he could run out front by himself. He can run in the middle of the pack. Doesn't matter where he runs throughout the race. When it comes down to the end, he's in the top three, and as of late, he's been in victory lane.
Oh, victory lane is not the question here. The Sam Bass, I wrote about this in the Nationwide series. It just seems like the correlation or the connection there he has with Dave Washington. It just seems like the winning ways are falling into his lap now, and he's made it two in a row. He's not even running for a truck championship, but he's won the last two races in the trucks. He won obviously Monday night. We'll talk about that here soon. In the Nationwide series. So he's on a roll, very smooth, very patient. But he's got a smart one there talking to him in his ear during the races. So it's definitely showing a difference. He's been fast all along since he's come to Noble, but it's just really starting to show this season here. Maybe it's the mentoring, maybe it's not, maybe it's who knows what it is, but he's now associated with Dave and the Sam Bass team, and look at him go with all these wins.
Oh yeah, and I'm pretty sure next week, mile and a half, we'll see him right back up front at Kansas. This dude, like you said, real fast. He's been fast, but I think this is his season that he's finally starting to shine, and people are starting to realize that hey, this dude is he has what it takes to end up in victory lane, and he showed it in Nationwide. He's showing it in the trucks. Like I said, next week my eye's going to be on that number 20 truck.
Absolutely, and obviously he's got something to shoot for there with the 5 in a row. No one's ever done that until Dave did it last season. Obviously, that was a Cup Series, but I mean, it's a feat in itself in any series. So, especially with the competition, this Truck Series is very close. You look up and down the standings with the points and everything. I mean, I'll just take a random number here from 17th is 63 out, and you look to 11th, 10th, and you're only talking like 10, 15 points. So, I mean,
Yep.
everything's just so close all throughout. Talk about the standings. Obviously, a shakeup up at the top there. B.J. Tidrick had a okay run, not exactly what he was looking for at Vegas, but he ended up falling from first to second. He's only 1 point out behind our new leader, Trevor Smith. So Trevor Smith doing a heck of a job for a rookie here. 2 poles, 3 top fives, 3 top tens here in the 5 starts. He's getting it done, I would say. Very quietly, very, 2 back-to-back. While Dylan's been winning the last 2 weeks, he's been finishing second right behind him. So very quietly, Trevor Smith's been getting it done in that truck, and it's good to see that rookie right there up at the top of the standings.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the race from last night, Trevor and Jade Williams got into it in the middle of 3 and 4. They were battling real hard. I think it might have been for second or third at the time, but they were battling real hard. They got together, and Trevor, I think it was right after a restart too, or maybe a few laps after a restart. They came so close to crashing the whole field, where they were able to pull those trucks straighten in. They were still trying to somewhat save it down the front straightaway, and had more contact in one, so they had to put on another save. It left me speechless, and when something leaves me speechless, then it's pretty amazing. So go back and watch the replay on that. Smith and Williams did a pretty good job, which I think that was one of the highlights of the night, them saving it all the way from corner number 3 to the back straightaway the next lap.
Oh, absolutely. And I think the last time, Ben, you were speechless, I think for a NoBull race was Atlanta a couple seasons ago, the season opener, when these guys were sideways off a 2 and 3 wide, and it was almost like watching Talladega at Atlanta. It was a wild one. But, yeah, I think that's the last time I remember you being speechless for a broadcast in a race.
Yeah, that was a good race. And same racing going on today. But that we was just coming into NoBull, and I think that was the first race we witnessed here. And man, it was surely welcoming to see that in the first race. But it still goes on today. I still get speechless every once in a while from the great racing I see in the trucks, and even in the Cup side of things. I was speechless a few seasons ago, or last season, when Donathan had his signature restart on. Yeah, Atlanta.
I think we can get Matt to play that clip. We can get Matt to play that rejoin there when Ben just kind of went on. We'll do that when we come back from break, but that's one of our favorites around here. I know Rick doesn't like it, but I think everybody gets a giggle out of it because it's set up so perfect. But yeah, I'm top of the stand. Jade Williams jumped up a couple spots. He's up to third, 19 back from the leader. He having a great start to the season. He's been very consistent. 4 top tens in the 5 starts, this including a win, which he had in Atlanta a couple weekends ago. The problem is I hear this. I don't know if it's true, and I hope it's not true. I hear he's going to miss a race or two. So hopefully that team and himself maybe change their tune there, especially where he's sitting right now in the point standings. I'd hate to see somebody working that hard and doing as well as he is early on this season have to miss a race or two here to totally diminish the hard work and all that's been going in so far here, 5 races in, halfway through this rather short season here. It's amazing, man. We're already halfway through, 5 races in.
I know you said that last night. You said, we're halfway through the season, need to get a little meeting going, and I said, wow, already? Yeah. So, I mean, it is unbelievable that we're already halfway through the season, and time's just flying by. I guess it might just be that I'm in my senior year of high school, but I don't know, it's flying by so far this season for the trucks and the nationwide and everything here at NoBull Network One.
Yeah, I think what's slowing it down is the Cup Series debacle, so what's going on up there, but we'll dive into that here momentarily. But yeah, overall, I think so far the trucks have been good. I think we got a total of 20 trucks that have made all 5 starts. So I think as far as the the truck count, as far as the truck count and everybody staying with it and being there week in and week out, I think this is probably going to be, if I could be mistaken, we'll have to check in with the powers to be, but I believe this is, so far as the season's going, this has got to be one of the strongest fields as far as the amount of trucks participating on a weekly basis. And I like to see that week in and week out. It seems about 25 or so we have for each start here. So I'm liking exactly right where this truck series is right now.
Oh yeah, I am too, and pretty sure anybody out there in broadcast land, and you yourself, when the green flag drops for these truck series, you don't know who is going to win the thing. It's kind of like a Daytona or Talladega race. It's just so competitive. You have to wait until they receive the checkered flag to actually see who does come out on top. They're just so competitive. You just don't know who's going to win. There's a favorite, but you're not sure if he's pull it off.
Oh, absolutely. But trucks are my favorite. My skill level, I'll be there for quite a while. So all these people down there, they're just going to have to get used to seeing me in my truck down there in the truck series. But we're going to take a short break, Ben. When we come back, we're going to talk with Matt, and we're going to dive into a little bit Nationwide Series. But then we got a lot to talk about. Big doings tonight for the West Pro Series and everybody involved. You're going to talk a lot about that, Ben, with the sponsors and everything you got going on for the triple features at Irwindale for the 9/11. Triple features for 9/11. Just an awesome night to have some great racing like this. It just falls perfectly on the calendar for you, and so we'll talk about that. Very excited for all that to happen. Of course, that's going to be broadcasted live for everybody to watch. Also, myself and Matt going to get that done here after the radio show. But anyway, we'll talk about that and the Nationwide stuff, and then we'll talk about the Cup Series, what the plans are, what they're going to do this week, and we'll move on from there. But we'll do that when we come back from paying some bills. And you're listening to NoBull Radio right here on NoBull Network 1.
I felt it all at the hall, where it's a cool 33 degrees.
We experienced it all at the hall, where my son became the fastest man ever.
I relived it all at the hall, where my grandson asked me, "Did you really do all that?"
Experience high-octane fun during NASCAR Hall of Fame's Cure for the Common Summer, presented by Coca-Cola.
Hey race fans, it's Carl Edwards, driver of the number 99 Aflac Ford Fusion with your eye safety tip of the week. Did you know that 90% of eye injuries can be avoided simply by wearing the proper ANSI-approved eyewear? More than 1 million Americans have lost some degree of sight due to eye injury. That's a risk that I'm just not willing to take. Go to wileyx.com to find a dealer near you and to learn more about the first premium performance sunglass company whose entire product line meets occupational safety standards. That's WILEYX.com. Wiley X. Safety never looks so cool.
Did your little storm knock out the power? Well, excuse me for not noticing.
Hate to disappoint you, old man Winter. Better luck next time.
If the power goes out, your Generac standby generator goes on, automatically.
Down trees? Flash floods? Is that all you've got?
Stand up to the threat of outages with Generac and never feel powerless.
Hi, this is the Mouth of the South, Ben Kilcrease from Team Explosion TV.
Trouble on the start, Rick Donovan around in a big crash. He takes the lead for the time being.
And you're listening to NoBull Radio.
It's over now.
Look at my horse is amazing. Give it a lick. Of a stroke of its mane, it turns into a plane, and then it turns back again when you tug on its winky. Do you think so? Well, I better not show you where the lemonade is made. Sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade, sweet lemonade, yeah, sweet lemonade.
Sweet lemonade. Oh, I'm sorry, I was getting into that. Anyway, welcome back, everybody. NoBull Radio right here, live on NoBull Network 1. Of course, it's Wednesday, September 11th. We want to just take a second, obviously, to remember what happened 12 years ago, and all our thoughts and prayers are with everybody affected, obviously, to that event. But however, we are here racing, real racing, as these guys called it, instead of the drama that is NASCAR. But we just talked about some Grand National Series that was had an okay race, I guess, at Martinsville, and the trucks there. It's Las Vegas. But now it's time to talk a little nationwide action, Matt. The nationwide cars were back in action after a week off up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway, one of my favorite tracks, and one of the hottest guys on the track right now here at NoBull picked up the win again. Dylan Brockwell, the guy's he's been on fire.
Yeah, Dylan's been, like you said, Dylan's been on fire no matter what he's racing in, that Sandbass car, truck, no matter what, is getting the job done and hauling the mail this week.
Absolutely. Continue 4 starts now for Dylan in the Nationwide Series. 3 top 10s, and of those 3 top 10s, 2 of those were victories. So he's definitely getting it done. Tyler McEwen, who was the championship leader going into New Hampshire, had his issues right now. He's going to sit 3rd in the points, 8 points back. With William Roberts jumping up in that 2nd spot, just 1 point above him, 7 back from our leader. So some different names up front, different names up at top. Ben Nile, though, continuing some struggles there. He does have 3 top 10s in his 4 starts, but New Hampshire definitely was not the place or not the type of race he was looking for. Took a big hit in the points there with that last place finish there. But New Hampshire, I mean, what can you say? Flat track, very flat track. It produces some side-by-side action, but it's one of those things you really got to be careful in those corners when you're that bottom guy, because it's very easy to push up into that outside car. So it makes for some very nail-biting, intense stuff in the corners. But great job by all those guys to keep it straight. Good run, obviously, for the 73 car there, Sean Medling. He's picked up that 6th place finish. That moved him up 5 spots, actually, up to 10th now in the standings. So a great run for him. Dylan Lee moves up a couple spots also. So some new faces up there in those standings, Matt. And this, like we talk about pretty much every week, it's exactly what NoBull was looking for when they redesigned these leagues. And great job. And big shout out for Milt Matisse there, too, with the 3rd place finish there in that 05 car.
Yeah, definitely. We talked about it at the beginning of the season when the realignment, or however you want to title it, happened. Kind of wondered how it was going to play out and see whether cautions increased, decreased, the type of competition we had, the points, and week in and week out you keep seeing different drivers in these top 10 finishes and even in the points battles. So it's definitely a great move that was made. And big shout out to Dylan Lee in that 4th position there, and William Roberts coming home with that 2nd spot. That's a pretty good run for him as well.
Yep, I remember a couple. I want to say it was the Nationwide Series, Matt. Can't remember now. We've done so many of these races there, and it just came to me that otherwise I would have done my research. But I remember that race at we broadcasted up at Homestead, Miami, where he ran out of fuel coming off of turn 2 and was able to coast it back for that win. I believe that was a nationwide race, but I think the leader at the time was that 4-car of Kevin Graham, I believe, who was trying to chase him down. But he made it work there at the end with the fuel just barely coasting to the win. So yeah, it's good to see his name back up there, top of the leaderboard there for the race, and hopefully he can make that continue. Like I said, sitting second in the points now, 7 back from your leader Dylan. So he's having a really consistent season here with 3 top 10s in the 4 starts, and 2 of those being top 5. So yeah, I think he's excited about it too. But overall, I'm liking it. Obviously, still early, only 4 races into the season, so these guys got 6 more weeks to get it done. The points battle's a little bit closer than what the trucks is sitting right now. A little bit more consistency by all of the top guys and not just a couple like over in the trucks. So I don't know, heading on, I guess, to I hit the wrong button there. Anyway, moving on to next week's event for the Nationwide Series. They're obviously at Atlanta Motor Speedway next Monday, Atlanta. We've seen already this season with the Cup Series race going caution-free. The trucks there a couple weeks ago had a fabulous race, and now the Nationwide gets their chance to shine at Atlanta before they head to Watkins Glen the week after.
Yeah, Atlanta produces a heck of a entertaining couple hours to watch when these guys hit the track. But like you also said with Ben there, a couple of minutes ago, Atlanta in the trucks a couple seasons back, that'll be the one I remember the most because it was just some intense action. So hopefully the Nationwide Series will be able to bring that action to us next week.
Yeah, I don't doubt that they can. We'll definitely see that. I might actually, Matt, strap up a fire suit on and give that a whirl there at Atlanta, since I had a good time there in the trucks a couple weeks ago. So maybe I'll see if I can not get a B Cup car ride there and give it a shot and see what happens.
Look out!
Yeah, look out! Watch out, everybody!
So what you're saying is you'll now be the back marker in the Nationwide Series.
Well, hey, I got to hold up the name everywhere I go.
Yeah, that's right. You got to keep it going. So, hey, real quick, want to give a big shout out to the 14 of James Ross, doing really well this season, up to 9th in the standings.
Yeah, absolutely. Finished 3rd last season, obviously in the wow, this thing's all messed up. Anyway, yeah, he finished 3rd in the standings last season behind Brian Terry and, of course, champion Mitch Lennon. So, yeah, Jim's. Hey, Jim's.
Good old JR.
James Ross doing a heck of a job there for his Power Tech team there, sitting there in the top 10. So, yeah, hanging in there, 33 points back. Not too bad, only 12 get him to 4th. So, hanging in there. Doing what he's got to do. Obviously, still a little bit early in the season, but these guys don't want to look back too far, or get set back too far here in the next week or so. Or they're obviously going to write themselves out of a hunt for a championship for this season anyway. But there's always next season. That's the way I look at it, and that's the way up here in my lovely state. That's what they always say about our sports team. So there's always next season.
Yeah, you need that with the Patriots and such.
And such.
Yeah, anyway. Your Celtics that are now, the Celtics are done, and your Red Sox are pretty good. But anyways, enough about those drama queens as well.
All pro sports are drama queens. The real deal is right here at NoBull. How about that?
Exactly. That's what you need to say.
We got all the drama we want right here between everybody and their
with Ben?
Whatever. Yeah, with Ben. All we need is Ben, and we got all the drama we want.
Woo!
Anyway, great job by those guys, obviously, at New Hampshire. I love that track. I don't know why. Nobody knows why I like it, but I just like it anyway.
Lobster rolls.
Yeah, that's why. I am obsessed. Yeah, lobster rolls. Inside joke. Listen back last season Cup Series race at New Hampshire. You'll know exactly what we're talking about. Anyway.
Knock out the power.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are horrible. Anyway,
We didn't say it.
Once again, that was when Ben was feeding his face at the hot bar.
Yes.
Hey, I get hungry sometimes.
But he thought
Sometimes,
corn
all the
dogs were
time.
the thing. He thought corn dogs were the thing in New Hampshire, but that's not exactly.
It's lobster rolls and stuff.
And stuff. Yes, exactly. Stuff.
Corn dogs in Martinsville there.
Dude, don't do that. Martinsville will kill you. You start mentioning corn dogs.
No, I think
There
Dave
goes,
Washington would kill us if we start mentioning his track Martinsville.
Yeah, that is Dave's track. Although Dave's pretty stout at Martinsville. God. Dave's pretty stout at New Hampshire. That's why seeing Dylan Brockwell up front there leading that race and getting the win, I wasn't too surprised. Let me put it that way.
Well, you know what it is. Dave's just driving his cars for him.
Oh no! Let's
That's
not
what
start
it is.
that drama.
I'm kidding. Yeah, we have enough of that going on in NASCAR.
Yeah, the radio communication I heard the other night. Actually, I saw his name pop up with the 84 during the truck race, Andy.
Yeah, you just never know.
He's my crew chief. What did I say? I'm trying to get some help.
Crew chief. Oh, wait. Well, yeah, you had to be driving because I finished ahead of you, so.
Oh, geez. If I had won the race, then we would have known, okay?
Yeah, I would have been a dead giveaway.
Dead giveaway. Well, you picked me, so you thought I would be somewhat good.
Oh, yeah, I did. Anyway, moving on.
You think?
Next topic.
He was just trying to be nice to me, that's all.
He's wanting to keep his job, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I'm looking forward to actually, speaking of New Hampshire, a couple weeks I get to go up there and spend some time in the pits. I got pit passes, so that'll be a lot of fun. Hopefully I'll get a lot of pictures taken. I'll either post them on Facebook, things like that, or I'll even put them up on the Network One website, and that should be a lot of fun. But heading up there with a couple buddies, and actually one of them's another driver. Jim Ross is retiring. Anyway.
Yeah, he is. Yep.
Okay. I just keep getting these messages.
Random WWE wrestling message? What the?
More drama! More drama, yeah!
Oh, jeez. Anyway.
Andy, I think we got a slobber knocker here.
Yeah. Anyway. James Ross is like, I'm not retiring. Anyway. That was that. Nationwide Series, PowerTech Power Solution Nationwide Series, obviously heading to Atlanta next week. Should be a lot of fun. Hopefully see that. Maybe all you wonderful people out there will see me ride around in the back at that track in the B car. But anyway, moving on. Let's talk a little bit now. Let's indulge into the Cup Series here real quick. We got some updates coming from the officials here at NoBull that with the Cup Series, they're going to give it a shot tomorrow night. Not sure, haven't heard the exact word, not sure if we're going back to Richmond or if we're going to move on to Chicago. We'll see what happens as far as that's concerned. But talk is they got a couple things to try. Hopefully the first one, I'm not going to get into details because I don't know exactly all of them. But I do know they have a couple things they want to try. Hopefully it cures the issue to get around the quote-unquote iRacing glitch that we seem to not have gotten a response from iRacing. Hopefully they're listening. If they're not, I'll send them a copy. But
big shocker right there.
Everybody sent them emails after the race, at least 20 of them from this place. And then all of a sudden, nobody answers. They don't answer the phone the next day when a couple people try to call them. So, anyway.
I believe
I've
been blocked by them on Twitter also.
Probably. You were very rude to them. Anyway, no, I'm only kidding.
They deserve it.
Yeah. Anyway, they obviously have a glitch. They probably don't feel like fixing it, so that's their problem. So we're trying a couple things. That'll happen tomorrow night. We'll get that, and hopefully the Sprint Cup Series will be live in action. We won't have to listen to DJ Matt for 2 hours playing some random music selected by Ben. And
thank God.
Hey.
And then we can get back into the swing of things here with this Cup Series and get the season going. That one everyone's been so excited for and wanting to get going, and all the trash talk that's been happening, and we've only gotten one race into it. So we'll see what happens. And we'll move on from there. Hopefully one or both, or we only need one of those options that they're going to try tomorrow night to fix things, and we can have a good race. Whether it's at Richmond or Chicago, quite frankly, it really doesn't matter. We just want to get those cars back on the track and have some fun. So with that said, we're running close to out of time just for one reason only. The big event here coming up tonight. Practice starts at 9:30, I'm being told by the admin, series admin, Ben. 9:30 practice goes up for the late model triple feature at Irwindale. Well, Ben, you have a lot of guys, or a lot of, I should say, help, sponsors, things like that for this race. A lot of detail as far as how these races are going to go. So I'll basically, the floor is yours, my friend. Take it away here.
Thank you very much, Andy. Like you said, a bunch of work has went into this. Long nights for not only me, but a few others as far as the sponsors go and whatnot. First of all, I want to look at the sponsors of the race and what prizes will be given out. And we have random prizes given out. There's quite a bit of random prizes, and these can go to anybody, basically. Derek Spear Designs, you know they've been with us on board pretty much most of the season, ever since race 2 or 3, I think. Anyways, all drivers that start all 3 features will be put into a drawing for an Oval Champ button box, unless you've won one previously. If you won one previously, you can't be in a drawing. But all you have to do, Andy, start all 3 features, and you're in the drawing for the button box. Competition diecast. Top 5 from each feature will be put into a drawing for a 2x3 custom poster. That has your name on it, your car, etc., etc. BK Graphic. All drivers that finish in the top 10 will be put in the drawing for a custom mouse pad that'll have your name on it and West Pro Series late model division, etc., etc. And yeah, Dave's down in the chat saying it's right. Oh, back to the prizes. Podium prizes. The winner of each feature, now this is big, this is huge. The winner of each feature will have the choice of a Butt Kicker Gamer 2, Butt Kicker Gamer 2 Playseat Edition, or the Butt Kicker Simulation Kit, and all those are valued right at or more than $200 each. That is big. That being said, Andy, you can only win one of those tonight. You can't win all 3 of them. You can't win 2 of them. You can only win one. Sim Seats, second place in the first feature, is going to get a $25 coupon to Sim Seats. Second place in the second feature will get a $50 coupon to Sim Seats. And second place in the third feature will get a $75 coupon to Sim Seats at sim-seats.com, as Andy makes fun of the way I say coupon.
Sorry, it reminds me of a comedy guy, Ron White, when he's making fun of people.
White.
Yeah, when he says coupon. So, and now I actually hear someone saying it. So, anyway, go ahead, Dave. I hate to interrupt you.
No problem. Third place from each feature will receive a West Pro Series Late Model Series bumper sticker from BK Graphic, and that's pretty much all the prizes. And I want to give a big shout out to RacingSimulatorSeats.com. They put up quite a bit of money to help the events get hosted and to put up practices, which have been up all throughout the weeks and the coming days towards this race. So a big shout out to them over there. And you'll learn a little bit about more about all the sponsors throughout the race or whatnot. Andy and Aunt Matt will mention them. But you mentioned the triple features. Yeah, 40 laps each. It was originally going to be outer, inner, outer, and then the inner. But the outer-inner configuration was deemed unraceable. It was too glitchy. So we decided to go with the outer first for 40 laps. And we're going to line them up straight from qualifying. Then the second race is going to be the inner configuration for 40 laps. And it's going to be a random grid. All I do is click a button on iRacing. I won't even know what the grid is until we pop up on our positions on the grid. That's how random it is. Third race, same thing, except for we go to the outer configuration again for 40 laps, and it's a random grid. In the broadcast, we'll have silence from lap 9 to 11 in each feature, And pretty much it. It's going to be a fun night. The biggest event in West Pro Series history. The biggest event that I've ever promoted and been a part of. And I'm glad that we could get it broadcasted right here on NoBull Network 1.
That's right. Ben and myself. God, I'm so hopefully the broadcast goes a lot better. But Matt and myself getting that done for everybody out there. So all three of these will be featured live here on NoBull Network 1. And I'll obviously for your viewing pleasure after the race, if you guys happen to win and you want to see yourselves in the limelight winning and me saying, hey, look, he won the race. Then it'll be there for you. But anyway.
Don't sound too excited now, Andy.
No, I'm actually really excited. I think it's going to be a great thing. I think we're going to have a good turnout as far as cars. Obviously, we won't see until we get in there. But, man, tons of prizes, tons of sponsors, tons of people coming on board here to help out with this. And I just think it was a great thing. A lot of hard work done on Ben's part. And, man, it looks good, and I'm excited for it. And I'm glad, happy to be broadcasting that here live tonight here coming up shortly. But gosh, I don't know. I think it's good. A great turnout we're going to have, obviously, from the drivers from NoBull in the West Pro Series. But Matt, this you and I have been around a long time for with the West Pro Series, and this is definitely by far probably the biggest thing going for them.
Oh, by far, this is the biggest event held. Granted, a while back we had a all-star race, but it was nowhere near as big as this. Good job to Ben putting all this together. It's taken a lot of time. He's probably been working on this since, I would say, August, maybe even before that, but he's put a lot of effort into it, and would just like to thank all of the sponsors that are, doing their part. But like it was said down in the chat, let's remember why we're doing this. It's not for the prizes. It's for what today is all about.
Yep, just go out to have some fun. Remember exactly what happened 12 years ago. Like I said early in the show, it's very somber day, but like I said, things like this can bring people together, have a little bit of fun, to kind of ease minds and things like that. Just like I said, my son's birthday is today. He's 2, so even though it's a somber day, it gives us something to look forward to and have some fun with. But always remember exactly what happened, and that's exactly what this is all about. So I'm excited to do it. It's an honor to broadcast it with you, Matt, and I know Ben put a lot of hard work into it, so we're ready to fire things up and get this thing on the air, and hopefully have a dandy of a race too on the track by all these guys.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing all the custom paint schemes that were done for this race. I've seen pictures of them. I know what Ben's looked like. Carl's car looks pretty sharp, so I'm excited to see that. Definitely have that live here at NoBull Network 1, and we'll get plenty of pictures up on the Facebook and the Twitter.
The tweeter, yeah, we're going to take tons of pictures after the race, I should say. I was saying before. We had things to do before. We're going to be taking a lot of pictures after the race and all that, and we'll have them up on Facebook pages. And like I said, I'll try to get a bunch up on probably a slideshow or something like that up here on the NoBull Network 1 site and stuff like that. So obviously on the West Pro Series website, they'll be on there also. But yeah, it's just going to all around exciting night. It's about to get kicked off here. I believe
practice is up now.
I believe. Yeah, I'm just going to say it's 9:32, so practice is up now. Hopefully, all you guys can get in there, get it done and whatnot. But programming update. Obviously, you guys have. We started a little adventure here with we'll call it NoBull Network 2 if you want. With Court Trading Paints Championship Series. It's been a group we've been working with over on the TSTV end of things. They still wanted our fabulous broadcasting of you guys, so those guys will be featured on the Network 1 site. They have their own live page, so that all those events on Monday nights will be broadcasted if anybody, and their replays, all that like that and stuff like that. If anybody wants to check those out, also they'd run ovals and road courses. Kind of an interesting night they had the other night. At the track, kind of weird to watch on TV, but anyway, they do run ovals and all that, so that's all going on there. But other than that, business as usual, as we say. But we're going to have a fabulous night tonight here to honor everybody that was affected here 12 years ago. I think I've got somebody in here in the booth. Is there anybody here that wants to say something?
Hey!
There he is.
Guys, I just running a little behind today. Just had a crazy week this week, but been going over some emails and so forth, and got a good email today of some ideas and so forth. And I'm not going to tell you guys everything about the idea, but some things to throw out there at the guys is something I'm going to be asking for here pretty soon. Is we're going to make some NoBull Motorsport decals, and it's going to be something I'm going to be able to drop in the mail and send out to you guys. So here in the next few weeks, may ask for some addresses. If you don't want to give me your address, that's fine. Just understand I can't ship it to you. But other than that, we're going to ask for some addresses, get some of those NoBull Motorsport decals out to these guys, and that way that they can put them on their computers or their sim rigs or even their actual race cars. So it's just a little something extra there to add.
Sounds good to me. I'm all about stickers.
Everybody loves stickers. Everybody.
As long as I can put them where I want them before my kids get to them, then we're good.
David I see that David's in there asking if I'm going to get a win this season. I don't know, Dave. I have no idea, but I tell you what, I got lots of stickers.
Hey, listen, the way you've been running, Rick, up front leading laps, the wins are going to happen. Obviously, racing circumstances happen, but I've been trying not to mention that on the show just because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But racing deals happen, pit stops, things like that or whatever. But all the laps you're leading and the up front running, that's all going to pay off eventually. It has to. It has to.
Yeah. It's the old saying is, for my understanding, you got to lose races before you can win races. And I tell you what, I'm stacking up the losses, that's for sure. Little odds and ends here and there, it's killing me toward the end and so forth. But there's a lot of great competition out there, and eventually it'll come. I can't say I don't get aggravated. Thank God for Dave Washington. He hears it all, and the other night he just told me just to let it out.
I'm glad I wasn't in that room.
But it's all good, having a lot of fun. Got some other things in the works. Got to talk to some guys the other night about doing some recruiting, so get ready. This thing's getting ready to get a lot bigger than what it already is.
Well, sounds good on this end. Well, thanks for swinging by for us, but we're about out of time here. But I hope I see you over there at Irwindale there, Rick, for that live event.
Hey, who knows? I may jump over there. I don't know.
Make an appearance?
Yeah.
There you go. Well, anyway, obviously that's coming up tomorrow night, guys. Cup Series live in action right here on NoBull Network 1. We're going to get it done one way or another. We're going to figure this out. Our admins are pretty smart here. They will get it figured out if iRacing doesn't want to fix it. So we'll get it done. We'll figure it out. We'll get the races to you, and that'll be starting tomorrow night. We can get the season underway finally, even though we've already had one race. Let's get this thing going. It's the one everyone's been waiting for. Exciting racing is what we want here at the Sprints Cup level, and hopefully we can get that tomorrow night and get all the bugs and kinks worked out and get these guys, these rookies that need to get in there and get their feet wet, get these veterans from sitting around all week, because that's all they've been doing for the last couple of weeks. So we'll get these guys up and moving. Maybe their feet are falling asleep or whatnot, but we'll figure it out. But we're going to get all that going on. Obviously, coming up next, a triple feature event live right here on the radio. Live right here on NoBull Network 1, courtesy of myself, Matt. We'll be doing the broadcasting here live from Irwindale. We'll get that underway. And next week, the radio show, I won't be here, but there will be somebody in my place. We'll see who it is. You'll have to tune in, we'll say, next week, see who the mystery surprise host will be for next week. But that'll be that.
I gotta mysteries.
Mysteries. I got to take a week off, anniversary with the wife, and if I don't, then you'll never see me here again anyway, so I might as well take a week off. How's that sound? Good?
All right.
You'll give me 1 week? All right. Anyway,
Yeah.
I would appreciate everybody for stopping by, everybody for tuning in. Ben, great job on the late models. Hopefully we have an awesome success here tonight in the race. Thanks for coming here. Matt, again, thanks like always for your wonderful producing, and we'll get it done here in a moment too on the live action side too. So I thank all you guys. Thank Rick for stopping in, swinging in. Thanks for all our viewers. Thank you to all our sponsors. You all know who they are. We don't have to repeat them every 5 minutes, but they know who they are. All right, RC Hall of Fame, CFS Power Tech. I'll say it anyway. Wiley X, Competition Diecast. We thank all those guys. So West Pro Series and NoBull Motorsport. We thank everybody, and we'll see. Well, I won't see you next week, but somebody will be here. Hopefully, you guys all tune in and give them the same respect you give me. I hope anyway. But for now. I'm Andy Kessler. Yeah, for now, I'm Andy Kessler. You're listening to NoBull Radio right here on NoBull Network 1. Thanks, everyone.